Welcome back to Bible Quizzes. We have another 80 questions for you guys today. Let's go ahead and get started.
Round 1. True or false? Each question is worth 1 point.
1. Absalom was a Nazarite unto God from his mother's womb. False. Judges 16:17. That he Samson told her Delilah all his heart, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. 2. Daniel saw a vision of a valley full of bones coming to life. False. Ezekiel 37:1-2. The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones. 3. Jericho's walls fell down after the priests blew with the trumpets. True. Joshua 6:20. So the people shouted when the priests blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the sky, every man straight before him, and they took the city Jericho. 4. Jeroboam later turned away from God due to his many foreign wives and idol worship. False. 1 Kings 11:4. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after the gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. 5. Micah was among the herdmen of Tekoa. False. Amos 1:1. The words of Amos, who was among the herdsmen of Tekoa, which he saw concerning Israel in the days of Uzziah king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam the son of Joash king of Israel 2 years before the earthquake. 6. Zechariah's father is Berechiah. True. Zechariah 1:1. In the 8th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came to the word of the Lord unto Zechariah the son of Berechiah. 7. Daniel's prophecy reveals that there would be a rapid increase in people running to and fro along with the growth in knowledge. True. Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. 8. Nahum envisioned 4 chariots, each with different colored horses, representing heaven's 4 spirits. False. Zechariah 6:5. And the angel answered and said unto me, These are the 4 spirits of the heavens, which go forth from standing before the Lord of all the earth. 9. Isaiah saw God sitting on a throne high and lifted. True. Isaiah 6:1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I, Isaiah, saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. 10. Jeremiah saw a wheel within a wheel. False. Ezekiel 1:16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl, and they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was that as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. 11. Daniel revealed Nebuchadnezzar's dream of a giant image symbolizing the succession of powerful kingdoms. True. Daniel 2:31. Thou, O king, sawest behold a great image. The great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. 12. Ruth famously chose to stay with her mother-in-law after her husband died. True. Ruth 1:16. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, Naomi, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. 13. David was the first king of Israel anointed by Samuel. False. 1 Samuel 10:1. Then Samuel took a vial of oil and poured it upon his Saul's head and kissed him and said, Is it not because the Lord hath anointed thee to be captain over his inheritance? 14. Esther was chosen by King Ahasuerus to be his queen. True. Esther 2:17. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. 15. Othniel led a small army of men to defeat the Midianite. False. Judges 7:19-21. So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch, and they had but newly set the watch, and they blew the trumpets, and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. 16. Naaman was the evil prime minister who plotted to destroy the Jews. False. Esther 3:8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. 17. Deborah was a judge known for her wisdom and for judging the people of Israel under a palm tree. True. Judges 4:4-5. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time, and she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel and Mount Ephraim, and the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. 18. Ruth's first husband was Mahlon. False. Ruth 4:10. Moreover, Ruth the Moabites, the wife of Mahlon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place ye are witnesses this day. 19. Vashti was the queen before Esther. True. Esther 2:17. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. 20. Job had 20 children after his affliction. False. Job 42:13. He, Job, had also 7 sons and 3 daughters.
Round 2. Multiple choice. Every question is worth 2 points.
21. What miraculous event marked the end of the Israelites' 40 years of wandering in the wilderness? Crossing the Red Sea, crossing Jordan River, defeating the Amalekites, or slaying Goliath? Crossing the Jordan River. Joshua 3:17. And the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of Jordan, and all the Israelites passed over on dry ground until all the people were passed clean over Jordan. 22. Which character is known for living the longest? Methuselah, Meshach, Merab, or Mephibosheth? Methuselah. Genesis 5:27. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. 23. How long did Jonah spend in the fish's belly? 7 days, 4 days and 3 nights, 1 day, or 3 days and 3 nights? 3 days and 3 nights. Jonah 1:17. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. 24. In which battle did Gideon famously use trumpets, pitchers, and torches to defeat the enemy? Battle of Jericho, Battle of Ai, Battle of Megiddo, or Battle of Midian? Battle of Midian, Judges 7:8. So the people took victuals in their hand and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel every man unto his tent, and retained those 300 men, and the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley. 25. In which city was Jonah supposed to go to and preach, but instead went to the opposite direction? Babylon, Nineveh, Jerusalem, or Sodom? Nineveh, Jonah 1:1-2. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness has come up before me. 26. Where did the Lord confound the language of the people? Nineveh, Jericho, Babel, or Uruk? Babel. Genesis 11:9. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. 27. Who was commanded to eat a scroll? Isaiah, Daniel, Jeremiah, or Ezekiel? Ezekiel 3:1-2. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, Ezekiel, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. 28. Who was transported to heaven without experiencing death? Enoch, Eleazar, Enos, or Abram? Enoch. Genesis 5:24. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. 29. Who was swallowed by the earth along with his followers? Absalom, Korah, Dathan, or Achan? Korah. Numbers 16:32. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up in their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah and all their gods. 30. Who was commanded to marry a prostitute as a symbol of God's relationship with Israel? Micah, Nahum, Hosea, or Joel? Hosea 1:2. The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord said to Hosea, Go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms, for the land hath committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord. 31. Whose reign lasted 55 years in Jerusalem? Hezekiah, Manasseh, Amon, or Josiah? Manasseh. 2 Kings 21:1. Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 50 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Hephzibah. 32. Which mountain hosted the well-known clash between Elijah and the prophets of Baal? Mount Carmel, Mount Sinai, Mount Horeb, or Mount Tabor? Mount Carmel. 1 Kings 18:19. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. 33. At what age did Abraham become a father for the first time? 70, 86, 94, or 100? "86 years old." Genesis 16:16. And Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. 34. Which prophet envisioned a plumb line in a field and warned of impending judgment on Israel? Obadiah, Amos, Jonah, or Nahum? Amos 7:8. And the Lord said unto me, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a plumb line. Then said the Lord, behold, I will set a plumb line in the midst of my people Israel. I will not again pass by them any more. 5. Which book ends with the famous quote, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord? Malachi, Micah, Joel, or Amos? Malachi 4:6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. 36. What book contains the prophet's cry on the problem of evil and God's justice? Nahum, Zephaniah, Zechariah, or Habakkuk? Habakkuk 1:2. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear, even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save? 37. Who proclaimed a message of judgment against Nineveh and the Assyrian Empire? Jonah, Obadiah, Nahum, or Zechariah? Nahum 1:1. The burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not. 38. Which book covers the destruction of Edom? Obadiah, Joel, Micah, or Zechariah? Obadiah 1:1-4. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. 9. Who delivered a message of repentance and restoration of the people of Israel after their return from Babylonian exile? Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, or Joel? Zechariah 1:3. Therefore say thou unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye unto me, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. 40. Which minor prophet mentions a future day of the Lord where the sun will be darkened and the moon will be turned into blood? Habakkuk, Obadiah, Joel, or Zephaniah? Joel 2:31. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. 41. Who had a vision of a flying scroll that contained a curse to all thieves and liars? Amos, Haggai, Jonah, or Zechariah? Zechariah 5:2-3. I see a flying roll. This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. 42. Who challenged the Israelites to seek the Lord, do justice, and love mercy? Micah, Jonah, Malachi, or Haggai? Micah 6:8. He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. 43. Jacob made a coat of many colors for Joseph, Moses, Aaron, or David. Joseph. Genesis 37:3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. 44. Who were the two spies that brought back positive feedback about the land of Canaan? Aaron and Levi, Moses and Aaron, Saul and David, or Joshua and Caleb? Joshua and Caleb. Numbers 14:7. And they, Joshua and Caleb, spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, the land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. 45. Which two sons of Aaron died after offering unauthorized fire before the Lord? Hophni and Phinehas, Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar, or Nadab and Ithamar? Nadab and Abihu. Numbers 3:4. And Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered strange fire before the land in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children, and Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron their father. 46. What is the main focus of Moses' talks to the Israelites in Deuteronomy? Remembrance of God's law, conquest of Canaan, lineage of the tribes of Israel, or history of Egypt? Remembrance of God's law. Deuteronomy 6:1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it. 47. A foolish woman destroyed her home with her hands, her mind, her heart, or her words. Her hands. Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. 48. Finish the verse. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up laughter, anger, joy, or peace. Anger. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. 49. Who loves at all times? Comforter, counselor, friend, or protector? Friend. Proverbs 17:17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. 50. What sharpens iron? Gold, iron, steel, or wood? Iron. Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. 1. Which psalm begins with the verse, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want"? Psalm 1, 23, 51, or 119? Psalm 23. Psalm 23, 1-2. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. 52. What is the beginning of wisdom? Love of the Lord, fear of the Lord, wisdom of the Lord, or knowledge of the Lord? Fear of the Lord. Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. 3. What virtue prevents anger? Discretion, wisdom, knowledge, or charity? Discretion. Proverbs 19:11. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over transgression. 4. What is a mocker? Wicked people, wine, strange women, or drugs? Wine. Proverbs 21. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. 5. Finish the verse. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. The Lord, the needy, community, or government? The Lord. Proverbs 19:17. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. 6. To everything there is a what? Value, season, meaning, or role. Season. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. 57. What is better than the beginning of a thing? The end, middle, progression, or completion? The end. Ecclesiastes 7:8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. 58. Two are better than what? Single, one, none, or solo? One. Ecclesiastes 4:9. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. 59. What to keep in mind in the days of youth? Your achievements, ambitions, creator, or possessions? Creator. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. 60. What does it say has made beautiful in its time? Some things, certain things, specific things, or everything? Everything. Ecclesiastes 3:11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end.
Round 3. Short answer. Each question is worth 3 points.
61. What has sending a sluggard been compared to? Vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes. Proverbs 10:26. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the lazy man to those who send him. 62. What will happen to the expectations of the wicked? It will perish. Proverbs 10:28. The hope of the righteous will be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. 63. Between the house of mourning and that of feast, which one should one prioritize? House of mourning. Ecclesiastes 7:2. Better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will take it to heart. 64. According to Ecclesiastes, why are two better than one? They have a good reward for their labor. Ecclesiastes 4:9. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. Again, if two lie down together, they will keep warm, but how can one be warm alone? 65. What does the writer of the Song of Solomon say their little sister lacks? Breasts. Song of Solomon 8:8. We have a little sister, and she has no breasts. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she is spoken for? 66. What does the writer of Song of Solomon say is stronger than death? Love. Song of Solomon 8:6-7. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for love is as strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. Its flames are flames of fire, a most vehement flame. Many waters cannot quench love. 67. He who finds a wife finds blank, and obtains favor from the Lord. Good thing. Proverbs 18:22. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. 68. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is blank. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. good. Psalms 34:8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. 69. In which book is this verse found? I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of God. Psalms 121:1. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. 70. How many chapters are there in the book of Proverbs? "31 chapters. The book of Proverbs has 31 chapters. 71. While a wise son makes his father glad, what does a foolish son bring to his mother? 3. Proverbs 10:1. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the grief of his mother. 72. Who is the main audience of the Proverbs of Solomon? 'His son. The book of Proverbs contains many verses that addresses the son of the persona. Example, Proverbs 1:8. My son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother. 73. He shall be like a tree planted of water that brings forth its fruit in season. By the rivers. Psalms 1:3. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth its fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. 74. During which phase of life should one remember their Creator? Youthful phase. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, before the difficult days come, and the years draw near when you say, I have no pleasure in them. 75. What does the psalmist say will follow him all the days of his life in Psalms 23? Goodness and mercy. Psalms 23:6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. 76. According to Psalms 127, what do the watchmen of a city do if the Lord is not watching in the city? Watchman stays awake in vain. Psalms 127:1. Unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Unless the Lord guards the city, the watchman stays awake in vain. 77. According to the Proverbs 31, why should a strong drink be given to he who is perishing? So he can forget his poverty and misery. Proverbs 31:6-7. Give strong drink to him who is perishing, and wine to those who are bitter of heart. Let him drink and forget his poverty and remember his misery no more. 78. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. 79. What does the book of Proverbs says comes before destruction? Pride. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. 80. What does the book of Ecclesiastes say is the conclusion of all matters? For God and keep his commandments. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is man's all. That's all the questions for today, so remember, put your score down below, then compare with your friends and families by sharing this video. We'll see you in the next one.